Hello everyone, my name is Ellie Cupcakes and lately I got back into making animations. I graduated from animation school 4 years ago and kinda put it aside to study other things such as illustration, color theory and concept art. I missed making animations and animatics. I've always wanted to publish them at some point other than speed paint videos. So here is one today about my outro. I wanted to start off with something easy a few months ago, so I created this one for all the end cards of the next animation to come. This way it can show off that I can do both traditional animation and digital animation. But don't be fooled by the terms, both of them are created digitally. But what it means is that traditional 2D animation is created frame by frame, while digital animation is created by moving pre-existing frames by the use of keys and distortions. Can we have a counter of how many times the word animation is mentioned in this video? If you guess the right amount, I'll pin your comment. Anyway, for the outro I wanted my Sona to be drawing on the tablet, as the thanks and the suggested next videos appear on the screen. There is 3 main movements: the blink, the hand with the pen moving, and the more subtle of the hand on the keyboard pressing Ctrl S, which I usually spam a lot because I'm afraid of the programs crashing and losing progress. I line arted first the things that would have not moved, such as the body and the tablet, then moved on to creating the frames for the movements. I like to animate in 2s and sometimes 3s because I find animating in 1s too time consuming and the result looks kinda weird and slow. I also enjoy bending and playing around with delays and bouncing that give a rubbery feeling to all of the features involved in the animation. The next animatic to come will probably not be fully fledged animations. One of them is made only of still frames because I want a more painterly look to it, and we'll be doing the line arts on Clip Studio Paint mostly, because Photoshop has always been great for rendering and coloring, but the timeline window can be pretty confusing to work with, as you can set the timing of each frame. As I said on stream, it's quite ironical that setting up the file is more troublesome than actually doing the animation. The outro took the beauty of 33 hours to be made, and the equivalent of a week to be completed, split between the art streams. All of this was done live, and we chit-chat about tips and tricks that can make your life easier animating, as we are doing currently with the animatics. Like, for example, it's important to test if the animation works while it's roughly sketched, before committing to line arting and coloring. It may sound obvious for experienced animators, but sometimes I dive in polishing without making sure that the keyframes are too different from each other, or you'll end up with things moving too fast or the volume won't stay in place. It depends on how clean you want to animate, but rougher styles allow for more room for dynamism, while a more clean style requires to be perfect in everything. Knowing beforehand how long an animation will take will also ease to divide the workload and get all of the frames done before eventual deadlines. Our professor told us each frame should take between 10 to 15 minutes to be done at a steady pace. I usually take half an hour each, depending on the complexity, but speed is acquired with practice and patience. To do a simple 12 frames animation, it took me a whole day, as in 8 hours to complete it. Remember to make sure to know where the horizon line is, and you're good to go. In this case, you can see it slightly below the shoulders of my Sona, as if the camera was resting on the table. I wish I could have added more items, other than the water bottle, the pens, the blue candy, which is actually a Lisa the Painful reference, and the wireless keyboard. But I didn't want to make it look too messy, as I struggle to keep a clean workspace. Having the desk empty of distractions helps focus on the task ahead, and if you have a tendency to inattention like me, it's less trinkets to play with. I really like how it came out. I think it's really lovely and lively, but part of me already wants to redo it. Update it with a longer haircut, or just change the scenery since I moved out of that studio more than a month ago. Wow, it doesn't feel like this many weeks. Today, it's Saturday, so it means we are gonna try to progress with some Dark Souls. Come tune in if you want to dwell in the depths with us and meddle with ghost ladies for a few hours. Also, if you enjoy my videos, remember to subscribe and like if you want to see more. With that said, thanks for sticking by and thank you for watching. See you next time!